Hello friends, in this video we're talking about the seventh theme of enlightenment, which is silence. This is 7 out of the 9. Silence. Why is this a trait or an idea that comes up again and again about enlightenment, about reaching a higher state of consciousness, about realizing our true self? By this, I think most of the texts mean two things. One thing is that you can't intellectualize the truth. And most of our intellectualizing is verbal, right? Language. We use language to describe things, to understand things. And it is beyond language. The truth is ineffable, indescribable. Therefore, let go of the need of needing language to understand or describe things. The one true self in all is beyond language. It's indescribable. Your true self, what you really are, what I really am, is beyond language. The second idea, which goes right along with that, is becoming quiet within yourself. This is the goal of meditation, right? Or prayer, is to enter a silent state. So then you become receptive. It is letting go of the commentary, the dialogue, the inner dialogue, the story, the constant desires and fears of the ego, of the self, the separate self, the idea of the separate self, so that you may hear the truth, so that you may receive the truth, so that you can perceive the truth of what you really are and what everything really is. So be silent, be still. And this also goes right along with the previous theme, which is surrender. Surrendering really is letting go so that you can become silent. Becoming silent is acknowledging that I can't figure out intellectually. I will never understand mentally. I must let go, enter the silence so that I feel, that I become, that I realize what I am. That the realization is given to me because I already am it. I already am that. Thou art that. Silence is the language of God. All else is poor translation. Rumi. Look, even now the king is raining treasure from the palace, but this gold is caught only by those who make an empty space before it. Rumi. This is such a great line. What is he saying? Right, you can only receive this love from source, from spirit, if you leave room for it, if you allow it to be received. And how can you receive it if you're constantly chatting, inner dialogue, constantly making noise internally? And this is the same idea from Hafiz, another beautiful poet. For God to make love, for the divine alchemy to work, the pitcher needs a still cup. Why ask Hafiz to say anything more about your most vital requirement? He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know. One must close one's mouth and close one's gates. Blunt one's sharp wit, dissolve one's confused thoughts. Lao Tzu. It is conceived of by him by whom it is not conceived of. He by whom it is conceived of knows it not. It is not understood by those who say they understand it. It is understood by those who say they understand it not. Kenu Upanishad. That was a mouthful. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. William Shakespeare. This theme also points out the truth that, just as the quote just shared, the wise really know that they don't know. That's what makes them wise. They become humble and realize that this greater presence knows the truth, not this individual mindset or egoic self. It is a humble allowance and acknowledgement that I really don't know what's going on here, but I know there's a deeper truth within me and within everything that knows all. So I am humble to it and surrender to it. And am silent to it, so that I may hear. Many words lead to quick exhaustion. Better to maintain emptiness within. Lao Tzu. The peace of God is shining in you now, and in all living things. In quietness is it acknowledged universally, for what your inward vision looks upon is your perception of the universe. A Course in Miracles. His peace surrounds you silently. God is very quiet. A Course in Miracles. The greater truth is beyond words. The greater truth liberates mind. The greater truth is simply the isness that is yourself. Emmanuel's Book 2. Our deepest feelings are precisely those we are least able to express, and even in the act of adoration, silence is our highest praise. Neville Goddard. And this is from the Raw Material, or the Law of One, channeled text, Book 1. We begin with the mental learned teaching necessary for contact with intelligent infinity. The prerequisite of mental work is the ability to retain silence of the self at a steady state when required by the self. The mind must be open like a door. The key is silence. Love lit a fire in my chest, and anything that wasn't love left. Intellectual subtlety, philosophy, books, school. Love is a language that cannot be said or heard. Rumi. Gotta love Rumi. Deep in silence first ye must linger, until at last ye are free from desire, free from the longing to speak in the silence. Conquer by silence the bondage of words. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. You will only experience this supreme vision when you stop talking about it, for this knowledge is deep silence and tranquility of the senses. Speech alone cannot convey the truth. Language is inadequate. The gods sing a hymn of silence, and I am silently singing. The Hermetica. Shh. Be still, be silent. Thanks for watching.